Okay, hello traders. Welcome to today's Traders Tea Time with me, Dr. Sunchauskas, where we're going to have a quick look just what's happening with the markets today before the US opening bell. Before we continue, this is a quick risk disclaimer just for you to understand that JFD Brokers offers exclusively consultancy-free services. The content of this webinar does not constitute investment advice or investment recommendations and does not in any way constitute an invitation to acquire any financial instrument or product. So I'll just let you read quickly the rest. So before we continue, again, just a quick look and just quickly to show our website, show our JFD research website for you to kind of just go in and just have a quick look, because we, like I said, we throw out a few technicals in there, if you throw out the most up-to-date news, and of course our daily analysis, daily and weekly analysis that we produce as well. So this is something for you just to have a look, and yeah, I hope you'll find this useful. But now let's jump into the markets. Okay, so first of all, first things first is the CPI from US. Okay, so it came out at 2.1, which is exactly the number as previous, but better than expected. And this is the reaction that we're seeing right now in the equity markets. So the US 500, which is the S&P 500, is selling off from on this news. It started selling at its resistance at 50 EMA, and now it's just moving down to the downside. Now the next level to watch is 2620, 2621. That would be a good resistance level for it as well. Of course, we'll need, if it continues to break this level, then we're definitely moving towards the 2600. Of course, we're just minutes away from the US Open, and it will be a red open for the US, of course, because, for example, the S&P 500 open closed yesterday 2662, so which is around 20 points away from the price where it is now. Let's look at the dollar now, especially let's look at the dollar against the USDCAD. This had a great reaction. It broke this trend line here, it moved to the upside, it reached 26,500, and this level of 26,500 actually is quite a key resistance level for it, because if we look at a daily chart, we can see that this is the bottom side of the of this range where it was trading a while ago, and I'll just highlight quickly this range. There we go. That's quite a nice, interesting range. So it just hit the bottom of it and started to come back again. Now the question is, of course, will it close today? Will it close inside this range? Will it get back into this range, or is this going to act as a good level of resistance for it? Certainly it's too early to say for now. We'll probably just end up guessing. I recommend just to stay and just keep an eye on it, watch it. If we'll start getting back into this range, then potentially we might see some more upside, and the first level for that would be on the daily chart, the 200 EMA, which would be around 126,900, and of course after that maybe 127. But that's of course only if we're going to enter this range again. And today, for example, if we're going to close inside this range, then yes, I would consider some more upside. But at the moment, I'm just observing it and not taking any action. Now, another one interesting that we were watching was the USDJPY, the dollar yen. Not a lot of reaction for that one. It's still balancing around this, even though it met its resistance at 107,400 that we discussed this morning. It's now it looks like it wants to move lower, but at the moment it's too early to say if it actually overall wants to move lower, because until it reaches its previous lows at 106,800, it's quite, like I said, it's quite difficult to say if it's going to go lower or not. The overall sentiment, of course, is at the moment to the downside, but again, we need a good confirmation first. Let me just highlight that level for you guys. A good confirmation of below this level, a break of this level, and then a move below it. Then yeah, we could consider some more downside. But at the moment, it's just stuck and it's just thinking what it wants to do. Now, the one that really got hit when the CPI numbers came out was the Aussie dollar. Now, Aussie dollar, we can see this nice break of this trend line, which is actually better visible on 4-hour chart. There we go. This area here, so it met its resistance at around 0.78900. So bounced around this area, then started selling off. But then when the CPI data came out, it really broke this trend line and really had a good move to the downside. It reached its 0.77700, around that level. Now we're seeing a little bit of retracement happening. Still, it's the fight happening right now between the bulls, between the bulls and the bears. We might maybe get a little bit more retracement later on, but at the moment it doesn't look healthy, and potentially we could see some more moves to the downside. Okay, so the next one we'll look at is the euro. Euro is the same story, selling off on these CPI numbers. Met its support here on this trend line. Now retracing back slightly above the 20 SMA on the Bollinger Band. We can see this one here, retracing back to this level. Now again, the question is, will it close below this trend line or will it close above it? If it's going to close above it, it might see this line as a potential bounce area, maybe moving backwards back to the upside. But if it starts breaking it again later on today, the next level to watch, I would say, would be, just let me highlight that. There we go. Next level to watch would be around this area here. Just excuse my other highlighted. Oh, there we go. So around this area here, which is around 122,500. So this could play out quite nicely, to be honest. But then again, for that level to be hit, we need a break of this trend line as well. Even though it broke it, but it hasn't closed yet. So we're just observing it for now. And the EURGBP. Actually, EURGBP is, well, I can say it's quite annoying a little bit, because it seemed that it wanted to break this this resistance level that we were talking about this morning at around 89,100, 0.89100. Now it got back to slightly below the 89 level, 0.89 level. Again, it seems that we're stuck in this little channel here. We might get some continuation and a move back towards this trend line here, but then again, there's not much we can do at the moment. We cannot really go long here because it keeps rejecting this level here at around 89,100. But so that's why the next level to watch would be around 0.88800, and then yeah, if we'll start seeing a bounce from here, potentially we could go back again and test to these previous high of today. Okay, guys. Well, I could say that just keep on watching it. Never trade the. That's a good tip. Never trade the news release. Just so that the market wouldn't go against you. But yeah, so just I hope you have a good rest of the day. Good US markets open, and yeah, keep an eye on the price action, guys. Bye bye.